Okay, yeah, I've got the new camera setup going on, and I've got to do some tweaks to it. Apparently, I forgot that I had the what am I trying to say? I forgot that I had the GoPro so modified. So we're about to fix that right now. Um, this might look cursed for a while. So we're gonna resize this bad boy. Here, you can look at that instead. Which, this is like too much. So we're gonna do a little bit better. We don't need all of that over there. Yeah. And then we don't need all that up there. Oops, that's too much. Maybe something like that. Maybe something like that. And then whatever that excess is, we'll shave that off from the right. Too much. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. That's better. The light is for this thing is a little weird. Because this is a completely different camera. This ain't the GoPro no more. We're gonna rename this to just simply webcam. Yeah, because doing the like restart roulette, it was just doing the most for no reason. But I can help with this lighting situation. I didn't need to flashbang myself. What's going on here? Okay, I don't know why that was like that. Let's see. This is a little bit better. Oh, this is temperature. Gonna hit this. And this is intensity. Okay, that was temperature. Is it a button press? Oh, look, you forgot how to do this thing. Yeah, I think it's like that turns it off, that turns it on. That's still temperature. Oh, that's brightness. Hmm. Ooh, your boy can't see shit right now. Think I'll have this thing on, and then I'll I think I'll do that, and perhaps yeah. I keep saying I'm gonna get curtains for that thing, and I just haven't done it. I don't know why. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just gonna get like just some regular black curtains. Maybe I'll do that later today. I can probably get some for like $20. Um, but until then, we'll deal with this and have me having the random white glow on the side of my face that I'm not sure if I had before. But I think this side of my face looks pretty good. Yeah, I think that looks fine. And then oh yeah. Let's see, what do the other ones look like? Oh yeah, I'm gonna delete this one. We don't need that. Um, so this is where we're at now. This one, we gotta fix this. There we go. Yeah, that's not so bad. And I just did the gaming thing the same. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think I've got that, and then I've got my new idea. I'm actually not sure how to do this. Just gonna have you in the corner for a while. No use in having you watch me fumble through my files. Because I think if I can get Fusion 360 over here. But would it be in this? No, it would be in program files, right? No, 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 no. Oh, it's not there either. Would it be? So, 'cause I'm pretty sure it's Autodesk that owns Fusion 360. So I figured that it would be under Autodesk. But I guess what the hell's EA Games doing here? Um, oh, there it is. No, this is program data. That's not the same. This program data is like app data. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. This is some stuff. I guess a setting. And that's just another setting. No, no, no. Go back. The hell are you doing so deep in the what do you call it? Let's see, let's go to user. Well, that's app data. Well, let's go to, I guess I can't look at the desktop. Videos, searches, OneDrive, desktop, Autodesk. That's the shortcut. Can I? Properties? Uh, Dang. I'm looking for, how do you find, I wonder if I can just do this. Copy, paste, continue. Will this work? That's a completely different thing. It definitely just pasted the shortcut here. Would this be a shortcut to... It momentarily slowed down and I clicked on it. The question is, did that mean that it worked? I don't know. Meanwhile, and just in case that thing is struggling to pull it up, we're gonna go to contacts, hand sale. I don't know what that is. Because app data is different. It's not gonna have the actual download. It's not gonna have the actual file. Watch Autodesk be like hella bougie and it's like Fusion 360 is like not even actually uh on my computer. It's like I'm accessing it from outside somehow. And that's why I can't find it in my computer. Let's go to downloads. That's not what I'm looking for. What banner just popped up? And what the hell? Damn. Okay. Uh, yeah. Damn. That was wild. Yeah. What's this? Okay. Uh, okay. Anyway, I mean like that. Damn, bro. People's freaking dang, yo, golly. People's like what is it? Predisposition to just like go full like warrior when in like comment sections and things like that is wild, dog. You know, like you'll see someone like post something and then like you'll like you'll post it like you'll post like a comment that that you thought you were like adding on to the joke, and you were like they were not seeing it that way, you know. You just be get like you'll randomly get jumped, and you're like, bro. And then sometimes, especially like anything left leaning, it's so easy to almost accidentally get jumped, or not even almost. Sometimes actually get jumped by people, and then you're like, bro, you just hit me with a wave of things I either already knew or already agree with. Like, dang, bro. Damn it. Damn. Yeah. Basically, to explain what happened to me, um, someone posted something about like how like middle-aged dudes uh are oddly sensitive about like heart stuff, or like like you tell if you tell some like you can do this to like any middle-aged man. I'm not sure how that works across borders, but I'd imagine it's probably the same because I don't really understand it and I'm a dude. So like at some point I'm gonna hit unk status and I'm gonna be super afraid of having a heart attack. I don't know. But like, or maybe it's like a generational thing and it's just the people who are middle aged now and were middle aged like a little bit before that. Like the generations that like, the middle aged now, like Gen X, um, and like late millennial, I think maybe those dudes and older probably like is like almost like a hereditary fear, like a hereditary phobia is what I expect it to be. Um, like I remember like in like sitcoms, or oh, I forgot what that was. But I noticed in like sitcoms or even like just but in real life even there will be uh middle-aged dudes where they're like talking, or middle-aged dudes or even like older dudes, where they're always talking about like, oh, my heart, like or you're gonna give me high blood pressure. Like that's the thing I always think of people, especially the high blood pressure one. Yo, all the time I hear dudes talking about like, or like I remember hearing like older dudes talk about, oh, I'm gonna get high blood pressure, and being worried about that, or being worried about having like heart disease, or being worried about having a heart attack or having a stroke. Those are things that just, I don't know, it got dudes in a chokehold. What am I gonna say? But like, um, but the I never really heard that from women who didn't actually have the condition. Cause like my mom, I never hear her going like, "Oh yeah, I got to eat my Cheerios." Like that's another joke. Is it like the high cholesterol clogging up your arteries and messing up your heart and shit? Like, I usually only hear dudes talk about that shit because dudes seem to have that kind of fear, you know? They're like, I got like the one thing that will just fuck me up from the inside and I can't, I've only got to do health stuff to keep myself from it happening, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the fear is because I don't share it. Like, and heart disease probably runs in my family because my dad has like a proclivity towards high blood pressure, but he also smokes a lot, and I'm pretty sure that hella increases your risk of high blood pressure. So it really could just be that. Then there's my grandpa on my mom's side has like had some heart stuff go on of like various things. I don't know if they're all the things that happened are related or how much happened. I just know he had a heart attack once. I don't know if he's had one since, but that man was faithfully, I say was, he is faithfully monitoring it. I don't even know. I feel like it's been like almost my whole life since his last heart attack. But he ain't messed around with it since. Like I know that like I grew up like with him, what do you call it, not eating salt as much, you know? Hell, he stopped smoking for that. He was like, "Yep, I don't want to die." Stopped smoking entirely. He just stopped altogether. Just no, like he went from he had cigarettes, then he stopped cigarettes. He did like cigars a little bit, only occasionally. And then he stopped that too. And then like his drinking went like and shrunk. So like now like you don't see him drunk ever. He might be sipping a beer like, watching TV or something, but he's not drinking. So yeah, like all that stuff just dropped because of that. I'm pretty sure it's literally just because of like the risks to his heart that he was not willing to take anymore. Once he learned that that was the reason, he was like, mm-mm, cutting it out. Can't do it. Not, that's not going to be me. But like, I don't really see women thinking like that. I don't really see them going like, oh shit, I gotta eat my Cheerios. I gotta stop smoking. I gotta, you know, check my blood pressure. Like, I never see people think about that. I never see women think about that. The only ones, like I said, have ever did that are the ones that legitimately have high blood pressure. And that's the only one I know that like one of my family members has. And then I don't know any women outside of my family that has ever mentioned heart anything that isn't like palpitations. Yeah, I don't. I can't think of any. Yeah, I can't. I'm like actually trying to go through my head, and I don't remember there ever being a thing where that's anything outside of like heart palpitations or like, oh, my heart feels weird. I'm feeling like a weird thing. Oh, I'm feeling like kind of like a pain. Like if there's not something actively happening or figurative, I don't see women mentioning heart in like conditions or complications. Like it just doesn't happen. Like in fact, the post that I was just looking at was posted by a woman, and that's the first time ever. And she mostly was talking about where she mentioned it to a middle, like she's mentioned it to people, and then middle-aged dudes are like, oh shit, you gotta go get that checked, like they're like alarmed for her, but then like women aren't so much. So like they're probably like, yeah, you should probably go get that checked, but like dudes are like, go get it checked now, get it checked now, like. um but yeah, like I don't know. um So yeah, I was just like, I literally just commented that yeah, they don't fuck around. That like middle-aged dudes don't fuck around. Like, how often do you hear women even mention stuff like that? And then the person that posted it works at a hospital, so I was like, okay, well that's cheating. I didn't say anything about going to the hospital. I was like, because we all know dudes don't go to the hospital for they could be super afraid of the whole heart attack thing and still they could be having a heart attack and think, do I need to go to the hospital? Do I absolutely have to go to the hospital? And will still probably opt to drive themselves instead of getting a damn ambulance. They'll drive with their heart condition. They'll drive on a stroke. They'll be like, oh, I'll just go over there, or they'll hit the I'ma sleep it off. Like we probably have a whole like well, there's probably no like statistic for it considering that dude doesn't wake up and so no one knows that that was what he thought before he went to sleep. But there's probably a if heaven has a statistics center, you could probably go and pull up how many times a guy said, I'll sleep it off, and did not, in fact, sleep it off. you know? Like, that's the kind of shit, like, so yeah, like, you can't use being in the hospital as, like, the thing, because we all know dudes don't go to the hospital for anything that isn't, like, they're going to die. And even then sometimes. But, like, but yeah, I mean, shit. In fact, yeah. So like, actually, I didn't even realize I said that. I said, yeah, I didn't say go to the hospital. I said men will be worried and die with the heart condition they're worried about. They'll be worried to death, literally. They'll be worried to death, but they won't actually go to the hospital most of the time. I know some people that have had. I know. I think every man I've ever known has had something, including myself, has had something wrong with them and did not go to the hospital for it until it was like unbearable or unavoidable or for some other thing. Uh, but other than that, like, yeah, I don't, like hell, like even with like my joint stuff, how like the only reason why I'm having problems with the VA now is because I didn't bitch about it at the hospital. I should have, in hindsight. At the time, though, I didn't want to like, was it you know, be taken away from going to work and then get shit on for not going to work, or get shit on for being on a profile because I legitimately have like something wrong with my joint or whatever. Hell, who knows? I could have gone, gotten it checked, and my joints might not be so bad now because maybe they would have given me like a brace or been like, hey man, chill out with this, or been like, hey, you've got like something going on, you've got to do like some physical therapy, you got to move differently. So any of those things like could have happened, and I did not take advantage of those things specifically because of A, dude stuff, and B, I think really it all mostly comes down to dude stuff because I think even when I think of like why dudes in regular non like just regular civilian life wouldn't go to the hospital to get something checked is because they don't want to take anything away from anybody else. Because if they're like, but then there's also just dudes that are by themselves. They don't live with nobody. They don't work. No, I mean, they probably work somewhere. But like, let's say they work in like an office. An office doesn't give a fuck what you've got. You're gonna go there, sit down, and type. But like, I think that one might be like a pride thing, or just I don't think it's that bad because most of us are not medical professionals, and we think they were like invincible to some extent. We think they're like, oh yeah, I'll get over it, just because we don't really know how bad things are. I don't know. That one's kind of a complicated psychology thing that I don't have my head wrapped around completely because I mean, I'm the same way low key. Like if I don't have anything that's like bad, I'm not going to the hospital for it. Like it has to limit something about my life. I mean, because that was basically the philosophy in the military as well, is that like if it doesn't affect whether or not you can go to work, you're not supposed to be going to the hospital, especially not in my career field. Like taken away from manpower is like one of the biggest sins you can commit in aircraft maintenance. And it's probably the same way in the civilian world. Like if you're working on like a Boeing 747 and then you're like, my back hurts. I'm gonna go get that checked. And then it's like, oh, looks like you got a doctor's note that says you don't have to go to work. People would be pissed. And it 100% is affecting your career. Like that's how it is in the military. Like you cannot go to the hospital for shit if you don't want to catch hell for it, you know? Because like, and now it's different if let's say that you're on the job, you pick something up and you tweak the fuck out of your back, and then you go to the hospital from work. That's different because I'm like, oh, you had an injury. The injury is why you go to the hospital. But if you just have like wear and tear, oh, I'm tired, oh, my back aches. Okay, go back to work. Like that's all you're gonna get. You know, they're damn sure not gonna let you leave work to go and get it checked. And they're damn sure not gonna be happy if you go to get it checked instead of going to work. Like if you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to the emergency room so they'll check me out and see what's wrong with me, and then if I need to go to something else because my back aches or my wrist aches or my elbow hurts or my shoulder hurts, they don't give a fuck about none of that. You'll not even look like a bitch because like I know I didn't give a fuck about none of that. I don't care about looking like a bitch. But like, or at least not like that. But like going to the hospital for something, like I don't really have the pride thing about it, but I damn sure didn't want that to affect my career, and it does. And then like I've seen people who legitimately have injuries, like something actually happens to them and something happens and leadership will fucking overreact, you know? Like, let's say you pick up something and you tweak your back and you go to get it checked and they're like, yeah, you tweaked your back. Relax for like the next like 30 days, right? And you have a TDY coming in like 60 days. They'll kick you off the TDY. Like a lot of the times they'll do that shit, especially if they have a replacement. If they have a replacement, they're taking you off. No questions asked. They can be like, yeah, we just don't think it's safe. They'll say some shit like that, but really it's just that they're mad. Like, I feel like sometimes they might be thinking like that, but like, even so, I've seen it where it's like against the person's interest or in like wishes as well, where they're like, well, I'm only going to be on this profile for 30 days, which means that 30 days after that, I'm definitely going to be fine, you know, as long as I don't tweak my back again, you know, but that's what the profile is for. The profile is for you to not do anything that could possibly tweak your back worse or again. So then after that, you've rebuilt your strength or recovered or whatever, and or at least that's when they think that you would have recovered. And then usually going forward, you'll try not to what is it? You'll try not to reenact the event that got you a fucking tweaked back. So it's kind of doesn't make any sense that they don't like that they do that, but you know, everyone knows that it happens, and that's where there's like that huge stigma of like going. So like you find so often that in like maintenance squadrons and things like that, they will send a medical personnel, like they'll send medical personnel, sometimes multiple, just for them to ask people like if they're messed up. Like we have a thing that you do that's like every year you're supposed to fill out like a little survey. It's basically like a survey. It's like or it's called a questionnaire. Personal something questionnaire. We call it a PSQ. Pretty sure. I think that's what it is. I might be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure it's a PSQ. It's like personal something questionnaire. Or is it MSQ? Medical survey or questionnaire? MHQ? PHQ? Oh, I think it's PHQ. Personal health questionnaire. Yeah. PHQ. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's a PHQ. But anyway, acronym doesn't matter. But the you'll do the questionnaire, and it's basically them asking about your health, like how you've been feeling across the board. Literally like everything. They're like there's even like a thing where it's like pulls up like check boxes of like what hurts. Um but they'll ask you like how you feel like overall health wise. They'll ask you if you have any aches or pains, I think. They'll ask it like how much you've been smoking, how much you've been drinking, how many fruits, how many vegetables you've been eating. Um I think it like it kind of low key asks about like your nutrition overall. Like it's asked like but different things that you could have eaten. It in like the past like 30 days or 45 days or something like that. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not even sure if you do it yearly. I think you do it like low key quarterly. And I think we used to do it like monthly. Um yeah, something like that. Like there was like a smaller one monthly and there's like a bigger one annually or something like that. But you would answer these questions and it's all about your health. And then if there's anything concerning on your questionnaire, the one of the medical professionals will call you because there's another portion of it after you do the questionnaire. You're supposed to talk to somebody from public health, and usually they'll be like, "Oh, you don't have anything else to add, right?" No. Okay. And that's if you do it correctly. I say correctly, and I mean like correctly the way like your leadership expects you to, which is to say to fucking lie and to put there's no problems all the way down the line. I've never smoked in my life. I've never drank in my life. And I eat fucking 5+ portions every week of all the groups of the pyramid except for sugar. Like, you know, like that's the way that they expect you to write it. Like you're supposed to put it like you're like a damn Olympic athlete that has like no such like you're basically Hercules at top form is the way you're supposed to fill it out. But then you know, if you put anything at all, then like the medical professional will be like, "Oh, like let's say if you put that you smoke at all or you put you drink at all." They I feel like they know we're all lying, so they will if you put anything on there, they'll assume that you do it kind of a lot. So they'll like basically be like, hey, anything that you put on there, we're going to try to like educate you or try to coax you into like getting it checked or whatever, you know, because low key they do care. So like they're like they're concerned when they see anything, so they're just trying to like get you some kind of help or at least get you the resources that you might need to get help or anything like that. So like they're not going to send you to ADAPT off of no fucking like you oh I drink like one drink a week, you know. And or like you know because it also asks you like not just like how many drinks you have in like a given week, but also says like or I think it's like a month. It also says like when you are drinking, how much do you drink in one session? Which is crazy for me because like if I'm ever drinking a lot, it takes me a long time to drink a lot. So if I would have if like if I would have put like 5+ drinks because that would be true, they'd be like, "Oh shit." But I'd be like, it takes me like 6 hours to do that." This is like from like 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. So maybe longer than that. No, that's 6 hours. Yeah, it takes me like 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. drinking the entire time for me to get 5+ drinks, you know? Because that's counting shots, beers, um, you know, that's it. But like shots and beers, like, you know, I'm counting all of that together, you know, because I'm not taking like, I'm taking like, let's say that we take like a shot, then you sip a beer or some kind of cocktail or whatever it is that you get at the bar, and then you might take another shot. That might have been like an hour, unless you've got like someone that's just like because sometimes you'll have that one person because it's usually like it starts slow and then it speeds up because there's that one person that gets drunk faster than everyone else and wants to continue drinking at speed, and they usually start speeding up because they're too drunk to realize that they just had something. So like they'll be like, "Oh, let's do another shot," and you're like, "We just had one. I'm still sipping on the one I've got. I'm still sipping on the drink I've got because realistically, and I don't really get drunk super fast, and even when I do, I don't my mental state doesn't change that much. So like I'll be I'll have like the shot, okay. I'll drink whatever my drink is, okay. Then I'm ready for another shot. If I'm still drinking something, I'm like, bro, come on. Now will I still take the shot, especially if someone paid for it? But like you're not about to catch me. You're not about to catch me going to like, oh yeah, let me go get a shot with the drink in my hand. Nah, fuck that. That's first of all, I don't like having too many things in my hand. Second of all, um, why drink something else when I'm already drinking something, you know? So I just yeah, I just take whatever it is that people get me. But if it's up to me, I'm like like I said, like it takes me like a couple hours to just to get to five. And that's counting shots. Like that's if I were to go shot, drink, shot, drink, shot, drink the entire night, which I wouldn't. But like even then, I think it would take me like 2 hours to get to five drinks. Because that means I have to drink down two whole drinks and have shots in between. And that's if I start with a shot, you know? If I don't start with a shot, even longer, you know? Because now I'm getting to like three drinks to get to that third shot, you know? So it's just I'll be on the questionnaire and I'll put like one or two because I'm assuming they mean within an hour. So I'll put shot drink, so two. Um, you know, and then what is it? The aches and pains portion, I just be like no complaints, because even if I were to put that I have like an ache or a pain, like they'd be like and then they'd be like, oh, so you gonna get that checked? And I'd be like, no, and they'd be like, why not? So, and sometimes like you'll get like occasionally there is like that because in every career field, especially in the military, there's that one person that really takes their job seriously, and those exist in the medical field as well, which is a good thing. But they'll literally be like, bro, why are you not coming? What reason do you have? Because logically there is no reason. It's just that, and it's really hard to articulate to someone who is in the medical field, in the military, that you can't go because of a stigma. But they know that. So if you told them, they'd be like, bruh, come on, just go, Because, for instance, there's like a whole thing with like the mental health clinic. They work super hard just to do outreach to the like aircraft maintenance and other maintenance probably. Like, they'd be like, hey man, I know that people think that if you go to the mental health clinic, you're gonna have like adverse stuff to your like career, and that's not true, even though it kind of is. But funnily enough, I think it's actually worse for regular physical injuries because that really does take you away. Because if you're like, oh, I'm having like mental health issues, you'll go talk to someone and you can go back to work. You can go talk to like a chaplain, or you can go talk to like a mental health professional before or after work and go back to work. Like you're not going to end up on a full-on profile unless like for some reason working is like a huge issue. But then at that point they're going to be like, hey, you probably shouldn't be in the military anymore, or you should cross train. And cross training isn't as easy as just kicking you out. So, but like I feel like most people aren't going like, working is making me want to do drastic things, like usually it's like other factors, and working is just the straw that's breaking the camel's back, you know what I mean? But like with actual injuries, like 100% it's related to your work. You not doing nothing else, especially as like aircraft maintenance, you barely get time to yourself as is. Because like I know when I was working, I want to do shit after work. I went to work and then I took my ass home and I sat my happy ass down. I was playing video games after work. You wasn't gonna catch me going and doing crazy stuff and like, running around or even driving and shit. Like, I barely work on my car after work. Like, I'll do that shit on the weekend. But I damn sure wasn't about to get up and rip and run after whatever the fuck I did at work. Because that shit was just draining. It sucked the fucking life out of me, either physically or mentally or both. I just was like not trying to do nothing after work. So, like, I really wasn't doing it. And even then, like, on the weekends, I wasn't doing nothing particularly physical, like physically taxing, you know, doing car stuff. And like working on a car is like way less like small injury prone than working on, like, if you were to take like, if there's like a meter for like how many small injuries and how many big injuries you can get, like how good or how bad those things are or how bad they can get, like you can get more tiny injuries from working on an aircraft and you can get more huge, like you've been decapitated, in aircraft maintenance. Like the window's just bigger when it comes to aircraft maintenance. Like, yeah, both you can like deglove yourself if you're fucking up, but like even that is like way more risk because parts move in wider swings on aircraft. So like you've got like it's got more movement to take your whole damn hand skin off. Like whereas like if you got degloved on a car, like what the hell were you doing? And why didn't you stop when it first did something? Like you put your finger in something that obviously moves, whereas like that can just happen with something falling the wrong way on an aircraft because they, you've got the height, you can't catch it because it's too heavy. Like, you know, I mean, I guess I can see someone like with their a ring on or something, and then like they're trying to put in a transmission, and somebody, you've got your buddy, and he moves it super hard, and you go whoop, and you're like, oh, but like you don't even need that. Like, there's just all kinds of stuff that you could be doing. You know, you could be you got your hand in the jet, you're standing on a ladder, and then you slip off the fucking ladder, and your hand was still caught on something, and you're whoop, so you can't wear no jewelry. Um, the amount of things that'll electrocute you, like everything on an aircraft can electrocute you because they're all electrically powered in some way. Like there's nothing that's like purely mechanical on any modern fighter jet. So like you gonna catch something at some point. You're gonna be looking at something and you're gonna be like, that's gonna shock the fuck out of me. I'm not touching it. But like, things like that aren't really a thing in like car maintenance. So literally everything I can think of, uh, when it comes to like car maintenance, that especially that I've made the attempt to do, because there's bigger jobs that I'm like, leaving that to the professionals, uh, or I have like a team, or I'm like the cars on a lift, things like that, like that just make it simpler that you just do not have access to on a fighter jet, and I can control how I work on my car, so I will 100% do as much as I can to make it less likely for me to break something. I can be so much more careful on my car than I could ever on like a jet. So like, you know, I'll be doing stuff and like sure you might catch me like frustrated, cussing or mad otherwise like working on my car, but it's not to the like not to the degree of like difficulty and complications that there are on a jet. So like comparatively, it feels like just like a walk in the park when I'm working on my car. Even when I was doing like my turbo swap, like it's just not that bad. But damn if why? Um but damn if I could ever have it to where like I did something and then like if I broke my finger or burnt myself or something like that, like I said, injury's just not that bad, probably not long lasting, and because I'm not doing anything that causes serious strain on myself, I don't have like aches and pains the next day from working on my car. But aircraft? Hell yeah. Fuck. Like if I'm working swings on Friday night, I ain't trying to do shit on Saturday morning. You know what I mean? Like that's how taxing that shit is. And then like you can't even go and get that shit checked like for like regular like, oh, I'm a little sore. Like they're gonna just be like, oh, go to the gym. They don't care if it's a joint issue or whatever. So like, you know, I feel like most dudes are just not like, especially in the military, not going to the hospital for anything that's not what do you call it? And I feel like women too, women in the military as well. Like we all know that it's going to affect our career somehow. And I feel like physical injuries is the one that's actually like most likely to fuck you over because you really are, like I said, taking away from the workforce. So, you know, you can have depression all you want, but don't let me catch you having a fucking sprained wrist. You know what I mean? And even then, like if you didn't do anything that obviously got you the sprain, they don't want to hear you talking about going to like talk to some medical professional. Oh, I got to leave work, or I got to take away from work in any way, shape, or form for something that's not like a full blown injury. Now, are they waiting for you to have like your bone sticking out? No. Like I said, if you tweak your back, that's different. You know, you're picking something up and you're like, oh, like, yeah, go ahead and get that check. Go ahead and get that check, big dog. They might even take you there because I'm like, damn, I saw that shit. Why did you attempt to pick that up? But like, if like you came to work and you're like, I'm still sore from yesterday. I can't really move my shoulder the same way. They'd be like, damn, that's cute. You know, try not to fuck it up. That's it. That's all I'm gonna tell you. They're not gonna even mention going to the hospital. Now when you're about to get out, or when they're about to get out, like when like leadership is like, oh, or like in the roll calls when you're standing there waiting to do your fucking job, like they'll talk all kinds of shit about how they care about the squadron, they care about you. If you've got any problems, you can come to me or you can come to one of these guys up front. You know, they'll say that all day long and then tell you after you mention that you have some problem to suck it the fuck up. So yeah, your boy was not trying to risk his career over an achy wrist. So your boy did not go to get that achy wrist checked like ever. Um I've even done it where like I just mentioned it to like the flight doc and he goes, "Oh yeah, like maybe if you just move it this way, like so for like quick fixes, like and that's just like the flight doc's around." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, like I had like a little, my shoulder feels a little weird." That was the main culprit most of the time, up until toward the end when it became like my wrists too. But like I'm like, "Oh yeah, my shoulder feels a little weird," and he'd be like, "Oh, just feel here, like move it this way, move it that way." Oh, okay, there you go. And then I'm like, "Oh, that feels so much better," and then I leave. Sometimes it don't. I just didn't want to keep standing there having him try to find the perfect spot. That's awkward as hell. He's a pilot most of the time. Um, or somebody that I know that they exercise often and they're like, "Oh yeah, sometimes this happens and uh I move it like this to get it to go back to normal." Because yeah, there's quite a few people that are much more like physically active on top of working aircraft maintenance, and I feel like they got those injuries way faster. Um and but they also ran into some cope way faster because they'll be like, because they'll have it where like they're playing basketball and their knee hurts and they move their knee just the right way and they're like, I'm back in the game, and then they go back to playing, and but for someone that don't really do that outside of work, most of the stuff that I do isn't super duper physically taxing to where I would ever link that to anything that happens to my body, unless like an accident happens. But like outside of that, like I don't really have anything that's like so repetitive and taxing that like, oh, like, that's making my wrist hurt, Hell, most of the stuff I do like in that regard don't even aggravate it any more than it's already aggravated. Like if my shoulder hurts that day, it doesn't get worse from me working on cars. Now, granted, I won't be able to do as much stuff because my range of motion will be like smaller. But other than that, I don't really have nothing like that. Uh, so I was like kind of flabbergasted that I even was having the issues in the first place. And then, but even less reason for me to go because, maybe if I was playing sports and I was like, I was playing sports and I hurt my shoulder, you can say that. But like for me who plays video games all day, what? Oh, okay, I got you. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I'm probably gonna end this quicker. Um, Probably about an hour. And I think I'm going to test and see if I can stream because I'm going to MSP and because one of the homies is going to check out his car. The king of Misawa himself is gonna go and test out this car that he used to drift in America and he shipped it. It's literally a Japanese import to America and then he fucking reversed that shit right back to Japan. So now he's gonna drift it in Japan for the first time. I don't know. I don't know if it's the first time, but probably the first time because the guy he got it from was up is I say was Haugen. Um, Haugen had it in the States the whole time, so he got it from Haugen, who had it in the States already. So he definitely has never drifted it. Well, maybe if he happened to know Haugen like way, way back, but like I doubt it. I don't think he did. Cause I think it's more like the story was like Haugen was selling it and he was like, "Hey, let me get that." But yeah, he's about to drift it in Japan for the first time in her home turf. Put her back in her element. He had to do some tweaks to make sure that it was ready before he does some shit and breaks it. But now that it's ready to go and or it's at least like safe to drift, he's gonna see how it feels, and you guys can watch him. Yeah, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it out like stream for like a couple hours, and then yeah, and maybe just maybe if my tires are in, I'll go out there too. Cause there's probably nobody out there. It's a Friday. Like most people wait until Sunday to drift. It's just that I know he's so excited, so he definitely can't wait. Um, so yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna do the drive there. That opens up too many possibilities. So I because yeah, there's some people here that cannot drive. Um, and force you into weird situations. Um, and I don't wanna well, I don't run red lights, so I'm not gonna have any problems like that. But like, you know, I don't do anything like so obviously illegal. I might drive a little fast, but that's about it. Um, but I don't want that to be a thing either, where they're like, "Oh, did I just catch you going five over? Banned." Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Now, granted, is it probably more likely to be an issue for someone who actually has an audience? Probably, probably yes. But I want to find out. I want to find out. But yeah, I think I'm probably gonna end it in like 30 minutes to give myself time to get ready and then head to my boy's place. Because he says he gets off in like an hour. Yeah, he says he's getting off in like an hour. So like 11 o'clock, I'll probably go. I guess if he's getting off in an hour, he's got to leave from work and go home. So I'll just get off in an hour, leave here, and go to his spot. And then Oops, oh, wrong way. Um, but yeah. Funnily enough, that all literally just came from I need to get another car eventually. Hold on, I gotta. Oh, actually, I don't know how to expand. Just this. What if I turn this? Oh, what's up, big dog? Bill a minute. Yeah, dude. Or you just come to Japan. They're all over the place. They're like everywhere. They're not even all like $20,000 or nothing. Some of them are like a cool 15, a cool 11. I saw one for 11. You can get a Sylvia with a turbo for 11,000. Did it come with that turbo? No, but it's beside the point. It's fast now. Who cares? Yeah. Yeah. So you'll be able to tune in and see what the track is over here too. Now think about it. Um if well, so like I got it to work. It's just yeah. Both of them have some pretty cool tracks too. If for some reason you get Kadena and if Big Homie ends up getting stuck in Kadena, I might risk it all. I'm not gonna lie. I might risk it all. Find me a job in Kadena. So, hey man, you hold the fates in your hands, bro. Um, 'Cause yeah, I think literally Big Homie's trying to either go to Misawa or I don't know if he can stay in Kadena. You can stay at one base for up to 8 years. And I think he's only been there for like four now. Because I want to say I wasn't out yet when he got there. And I've only been out for not even 2 years yet. But I want to say that like I was on my way out when he got it. Because I remember when he got Kadena, I was like, damn, I would have tried to get Kadena if that was the case. But I was just trying to Ipcot. And I want to play the overseas game and fucking lose. Nah, I'm good. But I might have risked it. Well, actually, no, maybe it was longer than that. Oh no, you know what it was? Kadena was not on the list when it was my window. Kadena wasn't on the list, and I was like, ooh, hell no, because I think it was Lakenheath. I was like, yeah, I'm not going back. You can eat a dick. I ain't going back. Hell no. Hell no. Not doing that shit. That shit is not fucking worth it. And damn sure not bringing my car. What, for it to rust to death? I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, if I got PCS somewhere, if it wasn't like somewhere that's like good about like if it's outside of the Rust Belt of the world, yeah, I might do it. Like Italy, maybe. I haven't heard I don't really hear a lot about Italy being bad for Rust. So I might have gone to like Aviano or Getty. But Lakenheath, fuck no. Mildenhall, fuck no. Anything in England, fuck no. Even like Spain, but I don't even think we can go to Spain. Not in our career field. But like Spangdahlem. I believe that Germany probably still has rust issues. So your boy's not trying to go there either. Hell, even like the Rust Belt of America, the Midwest, Minot, nah, not gonna happen. Holloman, maybe. I might bring my car to Holloman. Like, I feel like all the sandy places, they don't really have rust as an issue. You know, you just got to keep your car clean so you don't have sand in every facet of your car. But even then, we don't have like loose sand in America like that, where it just gets in all your stuff. Um, you know, unless you're like going out to the beach, but drift cars have no business being on a beach. So, or even drift adjacent cars like mine, no business being on a beach. So, your boy wouldn't be there. But like Florida, Florida's hit or miss. Depends on where in Florida. I think the one that we can go to, where it's like for AFSOC or whatever, Hurlburt Field, Hurlburt Field, however you say that. I always hear people say Herbert, but like that, if I remember correctly, that's Rust City. So nope. Um, Moody, yeah, Georgia doesn't really. I don't really see like problems with rust in Georgia, so Moody is fine. Robbins is fine. Um, my issue at that point would be getting my car fucking stolen because Georgia is super horrible with that kind of shit. That's where all the takeovers and stuff happen, and I don't want to know, like, you know, how they feel. But then again, I feel like most of those people don't know how to drive manuals, so I feel like they'd probably like, but I just get a window busted for no reason, and I don't want that either. So, um, unless I have like a place to fully lock my car down, where like the only time it'll ever be outside, out like and not being stared at by me, is work. Otherwise, locked inside. Like locked inside, maximum security. You need a keypad to get in the bitch so you can rob my house, but you can't rob my garage. Like that'll be how it is. Um, because yeah, Georgia's fucking crazy. Um, even like my hometown, I would probably be super careful. Like Kentucky has rust issues. It's not like rampant, but it's not um non-existent. Like I still have some stuff like that, but I don't you don't really see like full-on rust buckets. And I feel like the rust, instead of it being like active oxidation, it'll be like it'll turn into that dark shit that like that just goes back to being like metal. It does that rather quickly. So it's not like it's not disintegrating, it's just rusty. And I can live with that because I'm pretty sure you really only need like I feel like if you have like paint, it's not going to be able to oxidize it. It's just not that aggressive in Kentucky, or at least not in Louisville. But like I did hear that other places in Kentucky are worse. Our Tennessee's doesn't really have that issue, but I heard like Ohio, Indiana, rust is fucking crazy. Um, yeah, I heard Virginia is pretty bad too, but mostly on the coast. Oh well, I mean the coast is usually just bad for cars in general, but I've seen that like in the South that's not that big of an issue. Like Savannah, Georgia, I don't really hear anybody going, "Oh yeah, can't bring your car to Savannah, Georgia. It's rusty all over the place." You know, uh even like Gulf of Mexico, like Texas, I don't see people complaining about that either. Baja California, well, people Baja California, Mexico, I don't see anybody complaining about it, and people race there all the time. Hell, California in general, I don't really hear people going like talking about rust repair or anything like that. In California, most of where everyone lives is on the coast, so you know, San Francisco Bay, Los Angeles. Well, Los Angeles is pretty fucking big. You're pretty far inland for the most part. Um, But yeah, I don't really see that being like that big of an issue. So I wouldn't like Edwards. I might go to Edwards. But like Seattle, fuck no. I know Seattle probably got some crazy shit. Like just they've just got all the conditions. It rains all the damn time. It's on the fucking water. Hell no. If I'm going to McCord, I don't even know if I can go to McCord, but I ain't gonna risk it. or Tacoma. I think Tacoma's one of them. Places that are really humid and rain a lot or snow a lot and have salt on the roads are the worst for rust. New Mexico, you just have to worry about sand blasting the coat off your car. Damn. But yeah, and yeah, exactly. And like my hometown Louisville, like they do like salt on the roads, if I remember correctly. But I don't know if they do it that much. But even then, I've seen that like a lot of people, like I've been under cars in Kentucky, and I don't remember looking around and going, "Wow, this car's falling apart." You know what I mean? Um, Hell, like we got a 240 from Indiana. No, from Cincinnati, like just north of Cincinnati. It was fine. And but then he also didn't drive it that much. But if I remember correctly, he said he got it from Kentucky. So yeah, I don't know. It's just something about Kentucky, but like Ohio, probably. But like yeah, the car wasn't even super rusty, and I was kind of surprised about that. It was an RB swap too. But an RB20 swap, doing the most. Um, but yeah, I didn't really see like super horrible issues with that. But then let it be Seattle, New England, Alaska. Like yeah, basically like the Pacific Northwest. Oregon's probably like that. The Pacific Northwest, the 13 colonies north of Georgia, because Georgia doesn't seem to have that issue, but I heard that Carolina has that issue. Like both Carolinas have that issue. So like yeah, the 13 colonies fucked up. The Midwest mostly fucked up. You know, like the Dakotas. I've heard that. I've heard like I haven't heard anything from like Iowa. Like the corn states, I haven't heard either way, but you don't really hear anything about them most of the time. But or Montana. I haven't heard anything from Montana, but most of those other states in that north-ish uh portion of the United States, rust all the way up to that motherfucker. Let it be next to any of the lakes, the Great Lakes, you're done. You're done. Your car's not going to exist in the next 2 years. Um, if you're, it's like if your car turns 20, it'll just disintegrate. Like it just will immediately, like on its 20th birthday, it'll just turn to dust, rust dust, you know. But what is it? Missouri. I've heard not so good things about Missouri when it comes to shit like that. And then like for countries, like surprisingly, the Philippines doesn't seem to have crazy rust, and it's super humid and it fucking typhoons all the damn time. But like I remember like rust didn't seem like a huge issue there. And it seemed like it would. And like you would see like cuz like they build their houses with like rebar a lot for some reason. I don't know what it is about rebar, but they'll there'll be rebar all over the place, and they're just not there's just not like it'll be like some rust on it, but it won't be like red, you know what I mean? Like I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was about the Philippines. It's just not that it's not that crazy. And I don't know why, because it seems to have all the conditions. It's an island nation. It's not even just an island nation, it's a nation of islands. And you just don't see like I just didn't see like a whole lot of like even when I looked at like old cars, they're just not crazy. Um and it's not like, you know, in the Philippines where they're like washing their car all the time like they do in Japan. In Japan, they wash their car pretty religiously. Like good luck finding any place to wash your car on a Saturday or Sunday or even Friday sometimes. Like, you know, and even then like in like the regular weekdays, you got to find a time when people are not washing their cars. Like you got to wash your car when people are normally at work, you know. Like go you might as well just like drop it off at one of the gas stations, have them wash your car, go get food, then come back. You know, if it's your lunch break or some shit like that. Otherwise, you just better like find a particularly good time. You know, maybe when like I don't know, people are still driving home from work and don't feel like stopping or something. You just have to like you low key really just have to drive by and go, oh shit, they're clear, and pull in. Because yeah, it's absolutely crazy out here when it comes to washing your car. Like I've seen lines wrap around a gas station because they have one of those automatic car washes. It's pretty insane. Um, which is funny because like yeah, working at a gas station in Japan looks like real work. Like you are really working. You're not just the guy standing at the counter. They're not corner stores over there. They have completely separate places for this. Gas stations are like, bro, we can't just be selling chips and shit. We've got other things to do. If we're selling anything, it's like tires, you know, like tires, washer fluid. But most of the time, that desk is for someone to literally ask for some shit. And even then, you usually don't make it to the desk because they'd be like, "Yeah, I already know what you're here for, what you want." They also got to pump your gas for like a lot of those places. There's some self stations that are around, and I think that that's getting more common. But it's like mostly places where someone has to pump your gas, especially the ones where they have like the overhead like hoses where they have to pull it down to your car. So, and like, I think Japan is not very, I think it's Japan is like low key in a similar position as my hometown. I mean, where I am right now is like around the same spot. Like, was it latitude? Whatever the horizontal line is, I'm on the same one as Kentucky, as my hometown right now. So, I've got similar conditions when it comes to shit like that. So, it's really just wash your car, particularly under your car. Um, and that'll basically do what it is that you want it to do. But and like yeah, and they salt the hell out of roads in Japan, boy. Like they have those salt trucks that are just all it does is just all the way down the road. And it's like and it's throwing like it low key be throwing like salt rocks. Like they're not even like it's not even like salt shaker salt. It's like salt crystals, you know, that just explode when they hit the ground, you know. Oh, you know what? I just forgot. I was supposed to be looking for what do you call it? But that comment section thing um distracted me because I randomly got attacked. I wonder if it recorded the sound without me having to have the sound on. Oh, guess not. Um, so he's getting off in like 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna see if there is a way. You know what? I wonder if I can just. Let's just download it. Hey, let me pull up chat since I'm on a different, what do you call it now? Oh yeah, I forgot it doesn't backdate. I hate that. Let me see what you said real quick because I think you said something. I know you didn't. It's fine. See, Fusion 360. Free trial version. Uh-huh. Oops. What are you currently using? Company? I'm not in a company. It's just me. Why is this out of order? They expect me to be a damn, what do you call it? Oh, I didn't realize that it already downloaded it. Crazy. All right. Cause yeah, I need to not download. You're building a PC? Damn. I literally just bought my shit like pre-made from some guy, some young guy. What? I'll get that shit. Taxing my shit. Shit doing the most. I wonder if this will be better if I just... Yeah. As soon as I minimized it, my shit sped back up again. With just a little bit of choppiness. It was going crazy. So what you gonna get, the 50 series? 50 series GPU? The freaking Intel i15. I don't know. I think you can only have 12 cores, right? I don't know anything about PCs. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know that much about PCs. Like I know some stuff. Like the stuff I had to learn to do something that I wanted to do. But like when it comes to building one, couldn't tell you. Dog, I still be confused about like anything that's not the GeForce RTX 50 series, 40 series, 30 series, 10 series. As soon as we start talking about Ryzen 5, 4, I'd be like, I don't know. Actually, I think Ryzen is like the CPU, I think. God damn, this jet doing the most. Um, okay. I was like checking to see if like you can even hear that thing. I'm glad that you can't hear it for the most part. At least I can't see that you can hear it. But boy, I'd be looking at the at stuff like that and I'd be confused. I'm like, I know what it's trying to tell me. You know, it'll be talking about like Ryzen 5 and then like it'll have like some other number like 10,800. I don't know what the fuck that means. I'm assuming the was it the higher the number, the better the um, processing. I'm just looking at the numbers. That's all. I see the numbers high. I click. No, I'm kidding. I don't click, but I see the numbers high. I am like a 0.5% more impressed the higher the number is. But otherwise, I don't know. I don't know at all. I couldn't tell you. How's Fusion 360 doing down here? Still taking a while. Is it progressing is the question. Oh! It was. I just couldn't see it. It's got 2% more left. I looked at the preview and it was like 28%. I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, is it progressing? Does it have to be looked at? Yes, but not in the way I thought. That shit was like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm at 98%. Here I go. I'm done. Okay, now we're gonna sign in. Uh, if only I remembered uh my actual account name. My other the one that I use on my personal. Actually, it's probably for the best that I make a new account. Because it's gonna be like well damn. That's actually kind of cool when you're like typing in your um email. Oh, but it just put me back here. What was the point? Maybe that just makes it so I don't have to do the thing later where it's like, hey, verify your email. They're just like, here, before you finish creating your account, just go ahead and verify your email right now. Doesn't even let me look at it. All right, get out of there. God, two-factor authentication has kind of gotten to be cancer over the years. The fact that like they'll do it like every login sometimes. The hell is this? Okay. Yes. Yes. It's doing the most. Bam. Next. Doing some setup. I don't know when it's gonna show me some shit that I don't need y'all seeing. I mean, not you, but yeah, you know what I mean. Go to the hub. Uh, seems right. The hell is that? Oh, that's a knife. Um, it's a knife. Okay. Okay. That can go away. That can go away. Millimeters. Sure. Oh. I'll be alright. Put that away. Alright. Now I can hit. Bam! Now you can see what I'm doing. Yeah. Just let me know if for some reason suddenly uh you like don't know what the hell I'm doing all of a sudden. If it starts getting choppy and you can't see nothing, then just let a nigga know. But for right now, I'm gonna pull up my drawings because I made a bunch of measurements of things while I was chilling at work with nothing much to do. So we're going to create a sketch right here. And we're going to just, what's it's got to be at least 288. So we're going to go for, we're just going to do this. And we're going to, actually, can I do, hold on. Escape, delete. I said delete. Sometimes this shit. I want to make a center point rectangle. So that way it's tied to that origin, because it likes to act the fuck up if it's not. So we're going to do this. We're gonna hit D. Smack that one. We're gonna do, let's say 350. And then for this one, we'll just say 200. Then we're going to make another triangle. We'll say it's here to here. Escape. And we're going to do construction line here to here and here to here. Escape, we're going to hit center point, bop, bop. Or is it center point, bop, bop? There's something going on here. Is it, oh, it's because it's, but like this one isn't going to it. Escape. Damn it, that wasn't the one I wanted to do. Boom. Boom. That's how we do that, because it was locked to this line. I didn't particularly want it to be. Like, that would be nice, but, you know, not required. I, in particular, need this to be centered. Who told you to do all that? I certainly did not. Oh, you know what? I think you gotta press it backwards. No? Did I press the construction line first last time? This is centered by this? No, it just does that no matter what. Let's add this as a constraint so it can't do that. We'll say this is 10. Now we're going to do this and this. I hate when it does shit like this. Because realistically, you can do this all fucking day. Also, how come this is not coincident with this? But yeah, you can mess around with this all day long. Escape. See? I don't want it to be able to do that. My mouse being stupid. So I guess since it doesn't want to do this any other way, we're going to do that. I guess. And then we'll say that this oh my gosh. Okay, so now this determines so we're gonna go like this, and we're gonna change this to 290 because the width of this is 288. But you can see what I mean, how like this is annoying because it's sliding up and down these diagonals. But it's the only way I can keep it centered because for some reason it doesn't want to center on this line. I don't know why. Usually you can make it to where this intersection means that this is always symmetrical on both sides. It just doesn't want to do that. So this is what we're doing now. Fuck it. We'll just leave it like that. I don't even care at this point. But also the part that really pisses me off is how the fuck are these two perfectly constrained? Is it because this can be like this? Yeah, I guess so. Escape. There's no point for that to be that way. So we're gonna say this. Actually, no. We're gonna keep these on the same side. Oh, that's not what I wanted you to do. D. Bam. What did I say is the depth for this? I think it was only 10 millimeters. So we're gonna go 12. Because I don't need this being too tight, and I know that once I print it, it'll be a lot closer in spec. So we're gonna go like a couple millimeters out. Put them to nice 5 numbers and even numbers. So that would be the slot that I place this. Like if I make this a tray, I would be able to set this inside of it just like that, sticking straight up. So that way the fans on top can still operate. Then we will the next one we're gonna add is this hub. Oh yeah, actually, what we're gonna add is this, and we're gonna put it right here. And we only need the diameter to be, this is the total diameter, right? Yeah. We only need the total diameter to be 10, so we're gonna do 12. We don't want that to be a construction line. That is a real object. And then we're going to make the distance between it and this wall. Since it's doing that, we're going to go for 2 mil, 3 mil. Let's do 7. So that brings it closer. Let's do 10. That makes it too close to that. So we're gonna go for 9, 9.5. Nope. 8 millimeters. Because what's the distance between this and this? Create driven. We're gonna make it to where you can't click that. Lame. There it is. Don't need that anymore. You would think that this, considering it literally gave me a line to the center point of this, you would have thought that it would have just done that, but I guess not. So we're gonna go D, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. It says 16, and I think that's weird considering if this is 5 and oh, actually, you know what? I didn't know how far this was, but I guess now we know. So yeah, that's where it's gonna be. This is where my little stylus is gonna go. Boop. I don't need anything over here in particular. So we're going to now move on to either the capture card or the hub. I think I'll do the capture card. So I need to make a line that is first of all, not construction line. Escape. Boy. D. That needs to be 150. Oops. 150. Of course, that's how it's going to do that. And we're just going to center this to this. It's going to do that. Escape. We're going to move that shit up. You know what? I'll make this shape first. I don't know why it has it centered to the damn origin, but whatever. We need to make this shape. That is 50. And then that is 50. I forgot to measure the top. And then we're going to connect these two. Escape. But we're going to make this horizontal. Escape. And we're just going to have to take this, delete that, and move it up. So it'll be D, escape, right, relax. D, boom, boom. And then that is going to be, we'll call that 20. because we're gonna have it in there sideways. I'm gonna have to do some wizardry, because it's like Toblerone shaped, where it's like a triangle on the sides too. Um, but I'm gonna have it sitting in there. Actually, I might have it sitting in there mostly flat instead of giving it that curvature. And I'm probably gonna give it that curvature anyway, because I want the ports to be sticking straight up. So, escape. I don't know why these are like this, and I really don't want to bother. Um, hmm. I think I'll just make it so the hub sticks straight up because it doesn't really need to be any other way. Because it's going to be attached to this by on this side through the ports, or through the USB-C port. And then it's going to stick up right here. Or it's gonna I will have the ports facing up right here. What is going on? What is he? What am I supposed to do with that? Uh, bruh. Oh shit, it's 11 o'clock. All right. So let's try to wrap up what I've got going on here. I don't even know how I would even center this. What the fuck? Um, I think, yeah, I might have to revisit how I'm going to set it up. Or maybe I'll make like a little shadow box. Like I'll print a little shadow box and I'll start marking more stuff. Because the other thing, oh yeah, let me pull out the old ruler so I can get this one as well. This is 11.5 by 425. So we'll do 12 by 4.5. Or these are centimeters, so 11.5 would be 115. So we'll do 120. Make a rectangle. Escape. And we'll do the same cheat that I did before. And then we'll just fucking break the constraint. Hit the D. Hit the D. Actually, I guess I have to make the things first. 11.5. 5 millimeters is a lot of space. $115. I'm gonna give it 2 millimeters. Sucks, but or I don't like the number, but you know, it's for the best. And then I said it would have been 42.5. We'll go 45. And then we'll do this and this. And then proceed to break this. I still don't know why this is like this. And then we'll do, actually we'll do this, D, this. And we'll put negative 10. Now, usually you're able to do it like this. Hold on. But I'm going to move it like that. Then do D with that. And we'll call that 10. And then we'll just let this be whatever it is. So now we've got that, or we got this right here that I need to remember to take with me. So we've got the tablet. This thing's stupid. Try again, bro. Acting stupid. You lose connection one fucking time. That was dumb. What was even the point of that? Anyway. So we just did the Surface Pro. We got this one for the most part. We just did this. I'm gonna write here and here, and I put 2.5 millimeters, and this one will be, this one was 115 millimeters. And then we did the stylus. And then I don't know how I'm going to do the GoPro silhouette, or if I will. I actually might just do it for the tripod and have it stand straight up in there and make like a circle, for instance, like what does it call it? Like here. Let's say it's 25. It's probably bigger than that, to be honest. Well, that's that, but it's 30. 30. Yeah. And then I'll just say that this will be, this is going to be 15 plus whatever it's got. And let's say I want it to be this far away. So I got to keep this mostly centered. And then we'll put it from here to here. And we'll do it 80. Because what I say, how far is this away? This is 60. Escape. Whatever. I'll leave it like this. Actually, I'm thinking that I want to do 95. Oh, okay, too much. 90. 85. Because 75 is I wanted to be bottomed out here. Let's say 75, add half of this 45, because we're trying to put this in the center of this. So half of 45 would be 22.5. So if you added that to this, this would be 97.5. But that doesn't make any sense. Oh, it's 97.5, but then I need to minus this again to this, because I need to take 15 off of that, because that's, it's adding half the diameter of the circle. Now it's centered to this line, or to this thing's center. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna add I'm probably gonna take this constraint off actually, and this constraint off, and move this up if it'll let me. We'll go boom, boom. That will stay 100. Boom, boom. That will be 75. Let's go 50. The hell? Okay, I guess I'll just make a manual line then. Let's go. We'll just write it across. Escape. D. Boom, boom, boom. So if we do 50, it'll be that close. That's good enough to me. Because it doesn't need to be this big. I'll just focus on this. Because I definitely didn't want to move the whole thing around because I know it'll try to move independently of all this shit. Or try to keep the distances that they have from like the bottom instead, and it'll try to shrink it down all at once. You know what? Let's go Control Z, 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 Z. And let's make it 150 and see what it does. Okay, it did. Never mind. It didn't do anything crazy. Sometimes it'll fuck that up. And then I'll just go D, bop, bop. And we'll do we'll start with 50.5. Let's see. This to this is, yes, create driven. 9.543. We'll just say 9.5. I don't know how it ends up with decimals sometimes. So 9.5 to here plus 22.5, but we're actually gonna go 9.5 plus 7.5 because you gotta take 15 off of that shit. So this is about to be an even number. So 9.5 plus, or yeah, 9.5 plus 7.5. Let's do 9 plus 8 is 17. That's not right. Oh, it's actually not, because it'll be 22.5, and then it'll be plus 9.5, which would make that 332. I didn't think about the fact that I just found the center line of this and I could have just added it straight up because I'm just moving the dot. Anyway, so now we got where the GoPro will be in, where this thing will be in, where this thing will be, and where this thing will be. And the only thing I need to find is where to put the dongle. Because maybe I'll move this to the side a little bit. But that would fuck up the weight distribution. So, and the dongle doesn't really weigh much at all. And there's like also the SSD. So actually I could move this over. Let's do it like that. And then we'll put the dongle and the SSD here. The SSD is going to be able to stick straight up. It's going to have to. So we've got the dongle, which can be the furthest away from this just fine, and the SSD. So I'm going to make it an ellipse. Make two ellipses basically. This one is going to be, what the hell's going on here? Okay. And then one that's here to here. Oh, escape. Okay, it's only half the distance. So we'll go here to here. Boom. I don't know about that. So we're going to actually, this one's going to have to be a rectangle. So for the dongle, this thing is D. Oh, damn, that's pretty close. 12. Actually, since it's 12, it should be we'll say 13.5. And then this will be it's 30, so we'll do 32. And then I never measured the SSD. So the SSD, whew, gotta get up because it's back here. It is, we'll go 5.5 because it's like 5.25. And then it's 1 centimeter. So we'll go 55 and 10 because it's not quite 10. So D 10 55. That was pretty close. All right, so that way that'll stick straight up. I'll just make this a taller cylinder. I'll probably have this board be like a little, like moderately deep, and the one that goes down the furthest would be the tablet, but the rest of them will be like a little bit elevated before I make the sleeve. I think the tablet and the SSD will have the deepest depth. Yeah. Um, and then they'll have like a cylinder, whereas this one is probably going to have a half wall that goes around the back of it so it doesn't move so much. Because, where is that thing? It's got a pretty decent depth that it can go. Because I'm definitely not going to be using the HDMI or this button for that matter. So it can go like 3.5. We'll say 3 centimeters. It can go 3 centimeters deep without interfering with anything that I give a fuck about. So we're gonna go this to this will be 15, and this to this will be 10. We've got this. Let's see. This to this will be 45. So I kind of like where it is. And then this will just be to this, and that'll be 50. And that should be good enough. And we'll just let this be. Hell no. Escape. Escape. This to this will be 25. Now I've got the entire shadow box constrained. This thing's acting up. Stupid. So yeah, if you said anything, I have no idea what you said. Ooh, that shit's all white. Can barely read chat right now. Anyway, got this whole thing constrained. Now I can build this box. So I'll probably have this as a certain depth. And then I'll just make the bottom of the box. Actually, no, this is what I said. So this one, because let's see, what's 30 centimeters on this bad boy? Or 3 centimeters on this bad boy. Is not quite deep enough. Actually, no, I think I could do 3 centimeters on this, 3 centimeters on that. So I think I'll have the, what do you call it? The dongle, the tablet, and the SSD, and the GoPro at the same depth. So they all go to basically the bottom of the box. This one and this one will stand up some. So we'll go boom, boom, boom. Yeah. All of this will go up 30 centimeters, or yeah, 30 millimeters. So we're gonna hit, actually finish. Extrude 30. So now boom. That's how that's gonna be. And I've also got some for this. I'm gonna send a bunch of holes down that side. On this side, we're gonna hit up that sketch again because I'm not done with you. Shift, I'm gonna go boom, boom. Oh, there we go. Boom, boom. Oops, not you. Boom, 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 and boom. Why did it hit that? I want that. No. Not that. I want that. Golly. So we're gonna extrude that. Let's make sure it knows which way I'm going. We'll go -5. Actually, -10. We can tweak that later when I'll print this and then see how it goes. So that way it's got a base to stand on. And this will be like this. Now I can hit up this shape. We're gonna hide the body for a second. This one and this one. And we'll do extrude, show the body. We're gonna make this a cut. Offset, because if that whole thing's gonna be 30, we're gonna make this halfway up. So we're gonna offset this 15. And then all. Oops. So it's like that. Fine. It's 15 on this thing when it's sitting like this. Actually, this thing can, if it's gonna sit in here like, because I'm gonna have this sitting in like that. And this thing is pretty tall. So I think this one doesn't need to be offset. So we're gonna go boom, edit feature, not you. Whereas this thing needs to be able to open. Actually, this thing can sit 30 in as well. No, it can't because I have to have access to the button, and that's why this needs to be taller. So this is the only one that needs to be at a higher depth. So we're gonna okay that, and then we'll hide this body. Or actually, we're gonna go to edit. No, not that. Edit this one. Edit feature. Undo that. Okay. So that way that one will also have that 30. And this will be the rough layout. And all I have to do now is change the give this thing a slant so this thing doesn't rock in too much, like so it doesn't fall in there, because yeah, I have no intention of fucking with these buttons, so I'm literally just gonna have it sitting in there and never touch these buttons again, because all I need is access to these 2 ports and that's it. So for the most part, this thing is ready to go. To the point that I could really just bop, 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 bop. Because this is going to go inside of a bag. Bop, 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 bop. I need this whole thing to get rounded out. So it's because this bag is going to be made of mesh. It's not going to be a solid bag, so I don't need this thing getting caught on the little holes that it's got. Rolling ball. We're going to go 5. Let's go crazy. What is 15? I like that. Oops. Okay, maybe. We'll go back. The bottom doesn't need to be. Actually, the bottom should be shaped that way because this is going to be like one of those like Jansport bags basically, and the bottom is also quite round. So this will be it. So they'll stand in like 30 centimeters. I'm gonna extend this up and I'm gonna extend the sides up to keep them, what do you call it? I'm only gonna extend them a little bit. Because let's see. This side can go up. I think I'll do a solid hundo for the tablet, 100 millimeters. And then for the pin, wherever I put that, hundo for this is also quite ideal. And then a hundo for this is overkill. I'll do... Actually, is this magnetic? What the fuck? Actually, I could do a hundo for this as well. Just not the dongle. This thing can go a hundo without any problems. So the last thing I'm going to do before I actually leave is hide body. We're going to hit that. Or hold on. I'm going to hit that. A shift. That. And that. Or not that one, actually. These two are going to go up regular. These two, I'm going to have to build them off the plate. So we're going to hit extrude wall. And then offset or start object. So I'm going to bring the body back, start it from here. And then direction one side. And distance is going to be 70. Okay, hold on. And then we need the wall on side 2, so it's on the outside. And then the wall thickness will be 5. Nah. 2 mil. So that way it can sit in there just like that. And it'll stick up, but not too far. And then I'll make a whole new drawing for the tablet. Oh, actually, hold on. Escape, but edit feature. You get it too. Oh, actually, we'll hold Control Z. Z. You have to get your own. Extrude. Wall. We're just gonna go straight up with 100. Join wall on side 2. join. What is crazy? Wall thickness 2. Okay. Boom. I might arrange them slightly differently later after doing like an empty shell 0 infill print. But then I need to make walls that are like this way around. Anyway, this will be it for today. Bag shadow box. So when I go to try to open, yep. Hell yeah. Anyway, yeah, your boy is I'm gonna fuck with that. I'm gonna probably tweak it slightly more and then start the print and then show you guys. But yeah, I gotta go. I've already spent 37 more minutes than I said I would. So until next time. Bye.